In the next 20 minutes, my goal is simple: to show you what ELTE lead ReCall project aimed to achieve, how we collaborated across 3 universities, what we actually created, and why it matters beyond this room. I cover 4 quick points. First, to purpose, the gap we address in teaching and researching Central European places of memory. Second, the process, our partnership and the work package structure that kept us on schedule and maintained quality. Third, the products, the maps and online catalog, the 15-module microcourse and the student network, of course, that tested and shaped everything. Finally, the benefits, what's already in use, the impact we see, and how you can incorporate these resources into your own courses and projects that you would like to start in. As I mentioned, I am Péter Kovács, and my role was to assist with the daily operation of ELTE ReCall project. In spring 2023, Professor Bagi called me with a simple proposal: do something meaningful together. I'd been his doctoral student since September 2022, but our story goes further back to 2015 when I first sat in his class as an undergraduate student. So when the PhD came around, it was natural to follow him to Budapest. His idea was to connect Czech, Polish, and Hungarian colleagues into one network and address a clear gap in the field of memory politics and places of memory. The topic is very close to my interest also. When the project was won in summer 2023, I admit, and I a little bit started to worry because I managed large projects before, but I hadn't yet facilitated a scientific network. In autumn 2023 was all about preparation, and in November in Budapest we met as a team for the first time. Looking back at these photos, including Professor Tiszkiewicz faces, I can see how much I still had to, improve my English, turning ideas into action. But 2 years later, we have come a long way together. And what exactly was the idea that Professor Bagi called me? ReCall is a straightforward idea with significant impact. 3 universities, Masaryk University of Brno, the University of Wrocław, and ELTE in Budapest collaborated for 2 years with a 250,000 euros budget to accomplish 3 goals. First, to reshape our heritage, identify and interpret Central European places of memory as shared assets instead of separate national narratives. Second, to turn that research into action. Develop a multilingual open microcourse along with supporting materials that teachers can integrate into their classes in next semesters. Third, to build connections. We created a community of 8 professors and more than 30 students who worked both online and in person, so that this initiative continues beyond today. Lastly, we aimed to establish a model that is replicable, collaborative, digital-focused, and outward-looking, so other teams into the region can adapt and expand upon it. You know, there is a famous Hungarian film, Régi idők focia, Football of the Good Old Days, directed by Pál Sándor, based on Ivan Mandi's novel. In this film is a catchphrase says, kell egy csapat, we need a team. The story is set in 1924 Budapest, where Ede Minarik, a small laundry owner, dreams of taking his beloved Csaba Gyöngye team into the first football division. He has almost nothing. He don't have full squad, but the lesson is clear. Even then, you need a team. That line became our quiet motto at ReCall. And we try to build a team very simply through Professor Dániel Bagi's network. Some colleagues were part of the plan from day one, others joined right after we received the grant. Around these mentors from ELTE, Bruno and Bolesław, we gathered more than 30 students. The professors opened doors, shaped the research and kept standards high. The students co-created, they researched, wrote catalog entries, went on fieldwork, filmed and edited, handled subtitles, checked the facts, the image rights, and helped test the online course. Piece by piece, like Minarik assembling his squad, we turned an idea into a working, real cross-border team. After assembling the team, we immediately began execution with a detailed work plan. We prioritized 6 key objectives. First, creating an interactive map of common historic sites. Second, developing an online catalog with over 350 entries and articles. Third, launching a modern website that consolidates materials for teaching and public use. Fourth, establishing a shared virtual curriculum framework covering structure, pedagogy, student engagement and assessment. Fifth, designing an online microcourse consisting of 15 modules. And sixth, building a sustainable network of lecturers and students to sustain the entire ecosystem. In the upcoming slides, I guide you through each component and what it is, how we developed it, and how you can utilize it. You see a photo of interface here, the map interface, but real value is not that map turns an abstract idea, it's a real common Central European memory. In class, it served as a starting point. Pick a period or a theme, click a slide, read the short descriptions, and then view the full catalog with sources. For research, it uncovers patterns. Pilgrim routes, border cities, dynastic centers, or memorial landscapes. For the public, it's an easy way to discover places they might otherwise miss, useful for heritage walks or local projects. Now it's also a living map. After the testing it, we need to make some small updates to entries, but if you have an internet connection now, feel free to open recallproject.eu and try it. And I think the heart of the website is our Central European Memory Catalog. It's also a collection you can explore also in the website. We organize the content into 4 clear themes: myths and legends, political history, social history, and cultural history, covering 15 topics from origin stories and patrons, disasters, state formation, Holocaust, democracy, religious tolerance, knowledge, transfer knowledge, minorities, women's emancipation, and the dynastic legacies that link our region. Each entry connects to the map point, a narrative, and images. So if you would like to use, I don't know, in a university lesson or in a high school class, you can quickly move from a site. It's designed for practical use, filter by theme, choose a topic, and of course, and we hope it's ready-made now. The website is the project's front door. It seamlessly combines the interactive map, the catalog, and the 15-topic structure, making it easy to teach from and explore in public settings. Once the website was live, we shifted focus to developing the online course itself. We co-write scripts and storyboards for all 15 modules to ensure consistency in voice and structure across different countries. Simultaneously, we created a practical methodology guide outlining learning outcomes, classroom strategies, and ways to keep students engaged. For assessment, we merge traditional and digital methods, short quizzes combined with any different e-learning tasks that utilize the interactive map and quick knowledge check after the videos. To facilitate adoption, we assembled a teacher pack, including readings and syllabus also. The filming phase was the most intensive part of our joint work. With Ákos, we traveled from Budapest to Brno and Wrocław, transforming carefully written scripts into on-location production. Scholars stepped in front of the camera. We combined, of course, with some dissemination videos. Long days, tight setups, quick turnarounds, yet this was exactly the rhythm of a cross-border project's need to succeed. By the numbers, the scale speaks for itself. 34 coordinators and experts from 3 countries. 82 takes across 3 cities, roughly 780 minutes of raw videos that we need to reduce to about 450 minutes for the final 15 course modules. And nearly I drive 1,900 kilometers to travel to capture these videos. Yeah, because you are here, and the first topic is also connected to the topic of this conference. This is where Erasmus Plus program made a difference. International cooperation wasn't just a goal, it was realized on set in the editing room. We truly embodied the name of the spirit of the course, unity in diversity. So now we are in the post-production period, but I think we need to finish maybe last five videos, and I hope we can publish in the mid of October. I hope we can finish it. So, from the very first planning meetings in autumn 2023, we concentrated on alignment, defining what common memory means in practice, who does what, and how our map and catalog would stay connected. I would like to close with my personal notes, and I hope we can continue our collaboration. We will design and plan a new project called Humanities, and I hope we can work together for years. So, what was the most important lesson for me? And sorry for this, I think a little bit emotional, but I would like to say in front of you and in front of public. The most important lesson I took from this project comes from Hungarian political thinker István Bibó. In 1946, in his essay, The Misery of the Small Eastern European States, I put it a quote, but it's too much. Western observers see our region's quarrels, narrow nationalism, and political unrealism, and conclude it is inherently barbaric. But this misery does not come from our nature. It is the result of an unfortunate chain of events that pushed us off Europe's path of consolidation. And too often we were left alone. It's a longest quotation, and I sent to you after my presentation, but Bibó described what he called the political misery of our region, the temptation to live not from achievements, but from titles and claims, the habit of defining ourselves against our neighbors, the slide into distrust, grievance, and short-term thinking. Crucially, he argued this was not because the region is inherently barbaric, it became barbarized, he said, because through unfortunate historical turns, it was pushed off Europe's path of consolidation and too often left alone. The solution is not resignation, but responsibility and cooperation. For me, this is ReCall. ReCall is one modest and practical answer to Bibo's challenge. First, it insists that we process the past, not recycle our traumas. Our catalog and map highlight the sensitive spots, Mohács, White Mountain, Munich, Trianon, and place them in a shared comparative framework. When students see parallel losses and renewals across Poland, Czechia, and Hungary, traumas, I think we can understand our traumas. Second, we approach history through neighbors and minorities, not just state borders. That choice matters. It disrupts the old reflex of blaming the group across the river, and it trains the next generation to see interdependence. Third, ReCall narrows the often unspoken West-East gap Bibo named. By making our materials open, teachable and multilingual, and of course the filmings, we can demonstrate that Central Europe's story is not a footnote to Europe, but one of the ways Europe learned to become itself. And finally, Bibo's shift from fear to trust is, I think, the core of our work. Instead of living from titles and claims, we try to live from shared effort. Co-authored scripts, joint teaching methods, a common course, and the network that discuss honestly and still signs of together. So, my personal takeaway is simple. If we do the work together, our memory becomes a resource rather than a weapon. It is the small but real achievement ReCall practiced. And that way is why I believe the network we built should continue, because the best response to Bibo is not just papers, but a real community. So thank you much for your attention. And before I leave the stage, I would like to show you some short videos, free videos from our lead professors. They provide a quick, clear overview of what ReCall has built and why it matters. And right after the videos, the same three colleagues will each share a brief reflection, what worked, what surprised us, and what we might improve next time. Thank you very much.